I'm Lonnie Webb, and boom! This is OnComics. Two things to cover today. Number one, I pulled my butt. Yeah, uh, I was I was carrying an anvil about 2 weeks ago. That didn't do me any major harm, but I picked up something I shouldn't have, which weighed a lot less. And you can pull your butt. Nobody told me. Anyways, let's give a little bit of love over to Antarctic Press. They are the company that was caught up in I don't know if I should call it a Comicsgate scandal. I mean, now that Comicsgate is EVS, I mean, it's Ethan Van Sciver is the face of it. And it's really just kind of a gist of people who would rather do comics independently apart from Marvel and DC. I mean, why, oh, why would they want to do that? Um, I've certainly bought a few independent comics, and about half of them are from Comics Gate affiliated people. But nowadays, the concerns about Comics Gate really are um, not founded because, I mean, I haven't seen any real issue with them. The difference being that the people who profess to be Comicsgate have been very customer focused, more so than some of the other independent comics makers. So saying that, um, Antarctic Press is not Comicsgate. They are mainstream. They have diamond representation, and they have, as a result of the perceived connection, they haven't gotten a lot of love from the local comic shops. Um, I called one 2 miles away from my house. It's closer than any other comic shop, and I cannot get them to order me a copy of Jungle Comics, which is silly, plumb silly. But that's the best thing we can do as customers, as comic fans, is to call up the comic shops and ask that they order comics for us. And with a little bit of luck, maybe they will. It's hit or miss. You would think with the way things are, comics in such bad shape, that they would welcome customers into the store just to pick up um, comics that we've asked them to put in our box. Uh, it's a weird world. It's a weird world, um, and the representation for the customer is odd. Odd, I'll say that. Antarctic Press has got two comics right now um, that my work is featured in, and I'm asking you to please go pick it up, and I'm going to show you how some of that work was done. Um, I have contributed work to Planet Comics #4, and I dare say you'll like it. It's science fiction and scantily clad women. And Jungle Comics #4, and then 5, which should be out this month or early next. And Jungle #6, I believe, is the continuation of that story. Um, and that is scantily clad women uh, and, uh, and jungle themed comics. things that comics that most people like. So following that, in Jungle Comics 8 and no 7 and 8, uh, I was handed some raw pages from the Italian comic Zan, and it's old. It's old, but it's far as I know, it's never been printed in this country, and it's telling a tale that follows an arc that keeps building. It's narratively sound as far as my understanding of Italian goes. Um, we are translating it. Um, I did part of a translation, and I mean, I had to. I didn't understand what was going on in the comic, and I didn't know how to color it. Um, so it landed in my lap, and I started to color it, and I realized that the artwork needed to be remastered. For one thing, the DPI was real low on the files, lots of stair step, and and where the lines were solid, they were very fuzzy. So I re-inked, I, and I let's be honest, I remastered um, Zan for Jungle Comics number 7 and 8, and I will show you what's coming in a sense, at least how I did it, and encourage you to go pick up, go ahead and put in an order at your local comic shop for Jungle Comics 4 through 8. Those are already on the board. I think they've already been sent to the printer. Um, Jungle Comics number 5 is stuck somewhere in a container, and has been taking forever for our Antarctic Press to get the comic out to the comic shops. But it's not Antarctic Press. It is the people that are handling our ports. Be that as it may, let's go take a look at this situation here. So for Jungle Comics, when they came to me, they they were in a little bit of a sad shape. I mean Zan. I'm sorry. Zan was in a little bit of a bad shape because it was made for a weekly comic, and it's missing some things. It's been reformatted, number one, and you can tell where very sloppy additions were made to fill out the panels, and where texture was provided, it was there's just lots of dirt. There's rubber cement marks. There's inconsistencies where those edges are found, and they all have to be cleaned up and changed to really make a quality comic. And the colorist is kind of the last guy in the chain of production. Um, but along the way, it's pretty evident that there's some sloppy work that was done on this panel, on all of the pages, on all of the panels. This is found, and there's the original artwork, I think, and you can see the inconsistencies in the lines, the dirt on the page. You can see where uh, kind of sloppy lines have been put in, and they need to be reinforced or cleaned up. And so that's what led me to re-inking. The first thing I did was hand it off to Inkscape, very handy program, and let it do an automatic re-ink. which I then handed off to Procreate. Procreate is a wonderful program on your iPad. If even if you're not an artist, it's very, very, very handy for putting art together. And I went back in and reinforced the line work, put in lines that weren't there that were needed, fleshed out the the pages while taking off all that dirt and some of the texture that just wasn't needed, and followed that up with some color to put some depth in the panel. So that's what the final page art of Jungle Comics #4 is going to look like. That's the impression, and if you take a look at the whole page, you can see there the uh, bikini girl Cinda in the bottom right. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. It needed some additional work, so I had to clean up some very naff artwork that just made her look way over overtoned. There's an unpleasant hash mark on the back of her, which in a black and white daily comic that probably looked fine for giving it some weight and some impression of emotion, but that didn't work in just throwing color over it. So I clipped that and changed that into a tone, and it looks much better now. So let's look at another page. Here we go. This is when Zan first makes his appearance. This is kind of an odd thing that Zan makes his appearance as the titular character quite a ways out. And there are bunches of lines and again the sloppy uh, lines that were added, um, and you can see the dirt, the specks that just don't need to be there, and the broken lines that need to be connected either by color or by ink. And so I did pretty much the same thing. We used Inkscape and fixed all those lines. Used Procreate to manually go back and put changes in, add weight where it's needed, put the color, painted the color in. We've got a nice, lovely tiger. Zan's got some muscle tone now, and Cinda is the damsel in distress. But we still need some middle to the artwork, and that's where that's just painted in with color. It doesn't look too bad. And off in the distance, we have trees and some, I think, morning or evening sky, clouds. It's lovely to look at. Donk. Hey, there we go. So there you have it. That is some of the process and the tools that I used. By the way, right now, if you don't mind, um, please go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're looking at this on Rumble, please hit the Rumble button, that plus mark, and let's see, right there. Would you mind sharing and commenting? Just drop a comment, anything. Say hello. Tell me what region, what state, what weather you are viewing this from. Who knows? This might be weeks in the future. I don't know when you get to see this, but I would like to know. Uh, I would like to hear from you and say great things back to you. Dr. Alex is the last person to drop me a comment. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. Then you, of course, know that I am Lonnie Webb, and this is OnComics, and you can follow along with things that are happening outside of the channel on throughcomic.com. I have been, oops, let me push that button. I have been away from the drawing desk, as it were. Am I still recording? I don't know. I hope I didn't just do that. I'm going to have to start all over. Oh, Lord have mercy. I think I did. But let's finish it up. I don't know what I was saying. I have no idea what I was saying. It must have been good. So I said, like, share, and subscribe through comic.com. If you would, please go on out to your local comic shop. Ask that they bring in a couple of copies of Jungle Comics and Planet Comics. Put it on their shelf and get back to me. Let me know if you enjoyed the remastering of Zan. That will happen in Jungle number 7, and you'll get to see other artwork of scantily clad women that I've done in Jungle number 4, 5, and probably 6. Not sure about 6. So show Antarctic Press some love. Show your local comic shop some love. And if you can't get anywhere with them, go ahead and reach out online to some comic shops that would be very happy to take your order. And that'll pretty much be that for me today. I will look forward to talking to you when I can. Hey, guess what? We're now on the Twitters. You can look us up at OnComics on the Twitters. If you want to go there and follow us and get whatever great new information is coming along, because there's always something. But lo, you ask, what about the other social medias? Oh, that's heartbreaking. But what I'll do for you is I'm going to send you over to my link tree, and that is linktr.ee/OnComics. Don't worry about the capitalization. You will be taken then to my great page O-Link. That is everything that is currently going on that involves this, that, or the other thing. You will find some free comics over at the main website. Click on that and you'll have a great old time. And if there's anything else you need, be sure and hit me up through one of those mechanisms. I will talk to you when I can.